Russia must announce mass mobilization and enlist at least 500,000, preferably 1 million people into the army to avoid sharing Iran's fate, and deputy head of the main military political directorate of Russia's defense ministry. According to him, World War III has already begun and entered a new phase. We need to prepare in advance at least 500,000 and ideally 1 million people. Enlist them and start training, Alaudinov said, so that no one dares to play games with us, the way they've played with all other states. Now, even with Iran, we must, believe me, unite, unite, unite on all levels, he added. Alaudinov has been closely involved with Russia's effort to win back territory controlled by Ukraine in the Kursk region. He is also seen as a probable successor for sickly pro-Putin Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov. Earlier today, Alaudinov reposted a message from Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Khamenei demanding severe retribution against Israel. He made clear with his mass mobilization call that he felt able to publicly express his own view to Putin about the need for a giant call-up to break the stalemate in the war with Ukraine. Alaudinov's comments come after Israel attacked at least 6 military bases around Tehran, including Pachin, residential homes at 2 highly secure complexes for military commanders, and multiple residential buildings around Tehran. Iranian officials called the strikes targeted assassinations. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, said Israel will face a severe punishment over its attack on the country. Khamenei issued a statement carried by the state-run IRNA news agency. It confirmed that top military officials and scientists had been killed in the attack. Apti Alaudinov earlier called for a general mobilization in the country, suggesting that a couple of million people could be brought in for a possible invasion of Europe. The statement came in response to an address by French President Emmanuel Macron, who labelled Russia as a threat to the EU and did not rule out the deployment of EU soldiers in Ukraine after peace agreements are reached. In September 2024, Russian President Vladimir Putin increased the size of the Russian army. According to his decree, it currently amounts to 2,389,130 people, including 1,500,000 military personnel. We are people who have a great historical responsibility. If such a situation arises, we should already think about general mobilization, gather an army of about a couple of million and put them, Europeans, in a position from which they will never get out. And after they want to clash with us, Europe and most of the European states will cease to exist, Alaudinov said.
The Ukrainian armed forces have struck a military column of the occupying Russian army near the occupied city of Makiivka in the Donetsk region. Ukrainian telegram channels reported this. As a result of the strike carried out by the HIMARS multiple launch rocket system, a KAMAZ military truck and 4 buses carrying servicemen were blown up and disabled. As can be seen from the footage taken and shared by the Russian servicemen in the area, the KAMAZ truck burned after the strike. The bodies of the dead servicemen can also be seen in the area. There were also dead and wounded among the occupying soldiers in the buses. It is said that at least 20 servicemen were killed during the incident, and a large number of servicemen were injured.
Мы не успели эвакуироваться. Подбила. Машина начала. Вот дырка. КамАЗ. Сейчас, Лен, подожди. Надо оружие все собрать. Пацанов. Здесь потушили, сейчас я еще этих пожарных попрошу. Ну я во сколько мог тушим, вытащу. Здесь такое ощущение, прям в автобус по ходу попало. Видишь, вот оно. Вот автобус 1683, который сгорел. Походу в колесо. Он, видишь, впереди, это. Вот, вперед, походу. Вот в него и попала, блядь, она сюда. Правильно, она в него прилетела, видишь, а потом уже нас и хуйнула, блядь. А вон стоят Уралы, вон они стоят. Так, и наш автобус первый, который нас ёбнуло, мы его завели первый. Эти не успели завести, не заводятся. Сейчас будем пробовать.
Ukrainian forces are gradually driving Russian troops back from parts of Sumy Oblast, President Volodymyr Zelensky said on June 12, amid escalating cross-border assaults in the region. Today, there was a report from Commander-in-Chief Alexander Syrsky, the front and, above all, the Pokrovsk direction, the Kursk operation, the border area of Sumy Oblast, Zelensky said in a video address. Our units in Sumy Oblast are gradually pushing back the occupiers. Thank you to each of our soldiers, sergeants, and officers for this result. The statement follows weeks of intensified Russian offensives along the northeastern border. Russian troops have advanced into Sumy Oblast since Ukraine's withdrawal from most of its positions in Russia's Kursk Oblast in March. Ukrainian presidential advisor Mikhailo Podolyak said there had been a concentration of Russian men and equipment in the Sumy region following months of Ukrainian operations across the border in Kursk. He advised caution to establish details of the situation on the ground. Zelensky rejected claims of Russian advance as a Russian narrative, insisting that Ukraine's forces have been holding off a renewed offensive for nearly 3 weeks. The Russians are not so successful, to say the least, Zelensky said. His remarks come amid a surge in Russian military operations across Ukraine's eastern and northern regions, including Russian claims of territorial gains in Dnipropetrovsk and Sumy Oblasts, assertions Kiev denies. The popular Ukrainian military blog Deep State, which charts the position of Russian troops using open-source materials, reported Russian gains in recent days around villages inside the border. Other Ukrainian bloggers said on June 12 that Russian forces had advanced to within 20 kilometers of the city of Sumy and were likely to move southward on villages to secure high ground outside the city. Russian media reported similar advances through the region. One military site, Voyeno Obozreny, said Russian forces had made significant progress and were now positioned south of a major highway.